From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for The Debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight on behalf of Arnab Goswami, we would like to thank our viewers from India and beyond for your unwavering support. It is your support that is strengthening this fight against injustice. The Pan-India protest should send a loud message to those who are blatantly misusing their powers, trying to muzzle the free press. But this voice won't be silenced. Here's how Arnab's arrest has become a national rallying point.
से अपील करता हूं, आवाज उठाइए, आवाज उठाइए, आवाज उठाइए।
The fight of One Media Network is now an inflection point in the country. Because never before in the history of independent India have such excesses been seen against the media, not even during the emergency era.
Arnab! Look at this, they're physically assaulting. They're physically assaulting Arnab. Is that the way to treat him?
Tonight, there is anger across India.
जिस तरीके से महाराष्ट्र के अंदर तानाशाही चल रही है, जिस तरीके का व्यवहार महाराष्ट्र सरकार कर रही है, उसके विरोध में यहाँ पर सैकड़ों की तादाद में लोग इकट्ठे हो गए हैं और इनकी सिर्फ यही मांग है कि तत्काल प्रभाव से यहाँ पर जो है अर्नब गोस्वामी को रिहा करो।
यहाँ पर आप देख रहे हैं लगातार बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ताओं को बोलने नहीं दिया जा रहा है, प्रोटेस्ट करने नहीं दिया जा रहा है, डिटेन कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पे पुलिस किस तरह से हमको मैसेज जा रहा है, देखिए किस तरह से यहाँ पे पुलिस बंद करवाते हैं।
ये बिल्कुल भर्त्सना लायक व्यवहार है और महाराष्ट्र की सरकार को इस बात पर ध्यान देना चाहिए।
ये लड़ाई असूल की लड़ाई है। अर्नब, तुम एक फौजी के बेटे हो। अर्नब, यू फाइट, वी विल फाइट।
These are the group of journalists who are coming out in support of Arnab Goswami and against Maharashtra government and police. You can see these journalists are tying black band on their forehead and on their arm, expressing that today is a black day for journalism.
और मेरे सामने ये तस्वीरें देखिए, ये तमाम लखनऊ के वो पत्रकार हैं जो इस वक्त यहाँ पर जीपीओ पर बैठे हुए हैं, जो इस वक्त प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं, गांधी प्रतिमा पर बैठे हुए हैं। अर्नब की गिरफ्तारी, अर्नब के साथ बदसलूकी, पत्रकारों के साथ जो बदसलूकी हुई है उसका ये विरोध कर रहे हैं।
We are the generation of 2020. We understand everything. So whatever the Maharashtra government is doing, I condemn it with heart and soul.
We the people of India's nation, we the people of Assam, we the people of Guwahati, we represent nation. So we want unconditional release. He is one of the best patriot of the world.
Republic's battle is now India's fight, and 1 billion Indians have united against this injustice. Let's debate.
Before introducing our panelists tonight, when we went into the break, my colleague Pradeep was flooded with calls. In fact, he was in Patna when the news broke. He's come down to Mumbai to show his solidarity with Arnab because Team Arnab tonight and Team Republic tonight stands here. We are fighting for justice and our fight continues. Pradeep, I saw you get these calls. Multiple people from across the country are calling in, inquiring about where this case is heading to. But there is this one moot point and one question in the minds of people. Tell our viewers about it.
Well, Sagarika, let me tell you that in fact during the course of the break I got a lot of calls from Bihar, in fact from Munger, from Patna, and every individual is asking what can we do for Arnab. Well, I just told them that you go ahead and raise your voice in your own district. So it is just not now limited to an individual's fight, Sagarika. Like I have been saying, that this has now become the voice and the fight of the people of this country, and this is why everybody is asking that when will Arnab be freed, and everybody right now is watching this illegality, this super emergency characteristic, super emergency which is seen in Maharashtra. So at any time, Sagarika, I think this is the first fight in post-independent India where the entire country has rallied behind an individual who stood for justice, and this is what every call, whether if you look at digital or in fact right on the streets, every individual is stopping their work and just rallying behind Arnab, Sagarika.
Absolutely. You spoke about this digital movement, and we'd like to tell our viewers the numbers are on your screens. 1.2 million tweets and counting. Over 1 lakh have signed the petition. You can be a part of this movement, because today it's not just about one man, one journalist, one network. It is about an assault on democracy, an assault on free speech, an assault on anyone. Arnab today is symbolizing a force. Today, when you dare to question the powers that be, when you dare to ask questions that make the powers that be uncomfortable, this possibly can happen to you. Till last night, they called him a Hawala operator. Till last night, they even wanted to go after the hashtags that symbolized what Republic stands for. Today, since 6 in the morning, we saw what happened. An encounter cop led an operation. We spoke about it before the break, and Abhishek and Aishwarya, you were talking about when was the last time the SOG was called in. We were talking about Niranjan saw what happened in front of him. Vans of policemen stationed outside with assault rifles with AK-47s. Since 6 in the morning outside Arnab's residence. When they sought some time, give us 10 minutes, we will be there. When they sought to cooperate, cops barged in, kicked the door, came in, pushed Arnab. Lady cops were seen manhandling Samyabrata Ray Goswami. When was the last time you saw this, Abhishek?
Well, not in my recent memory, Sagarika, but what is more important is why Arnab is being treated in the manner in which he is, and due process not being followed. What is important is that the judges, honorable lordships, and the powers that be should be keenly watching this, the manner in which law is being manipulated to fit the whims and fancies and constitutional morality or lack thereof of certain people in Maharashtra, certain leadership in Maharashtra. So that is more important, Sagarika. And if Ishkaran is with me, I would want to understand from him, was due process followed in first reopening this case and then the manner in which Arnab has been arrested? Ishkaran, are you there? If you are getting me, please give us a lowdown on the law and the due process of law. Was it followed or not?
For that, I just want to share what everybody in social media and on phone has been calling me. And it really hit me, because before coming to a debate, I generally tweet on debate with Arnab at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. This time when I was writing, I realized I cannot write on debate with Arnab Goswami. And that is just a very sad thing, that a person who built a channel on his own, who symbolizes 9 and 10 p.m. by his debates, is unfortunately not going to be here because the old case...
It's his time to connect with the people.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody was saying, and it's a common question everybody is asking, what can we as ordinary citizens do? And one can only tell them to keep raising your voice and to keep believing in justice, because that is what, and pray, because I believe in prayers, and pray because I do believe justice would be done in this case and in all the cases involving Arnab Goswami. And when it comes to this particular case, the facts, as I have come to know, are these, that the case was closed, and it was not only closed by the police, it was accepted by the magistrate's court. So in that case, sometimes the courts do not accept the closure report of police. They say the police is trying to help somebody, or they believe a further investigation is required, and they do not accept a closure report. But in this case, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I have heard that the magistrate's court accepted the closure report.
You're right.
After that, two questions arise.
You are absolutely right. And Sanju Verma, you are in Mumbai. You are in Mumbai. What's happening there? Who's really calling the shots? we are told that the DGP was not in favor of the action that was taken today. Then who instructed the junior officers of Mumbai Police?
I'm glad you asked me that question. Let me tell you very categorically. The fact of the matter is that the orders obviously have come from the top bosses in the Maharashtra political dispensation, and I will not mince words. It is obviously the Chief Minister's office, no less. You know, the fact that this is an attack on the freedom of press, attack on freedom of expression, it violates every precedent set under Article 19(1)(a). Even I will go as far as saying it violates right to life and liberty under Article 21. The way Arnab was dragged out of his house by the scruff of his neck, the way police barged in, those scenes are horrific to say the least. But more importantly, I think what many people within BJP have been saying, I think the moot point here also is that we need to look at not just judicial and police reforms to curb police brutality and state-sponsored high-handedness, but bring a change in Article 311 of the Constitution, which gives unprecedented and unabated immunity to people from the civil services and the IPS cadres, saying that they can be dismissed or removed only by an authority that has appointed them in terms of designation or in terms of power. So I think Article 311 needs to be reconstituted so that we do not see
this has
another
happened because Arnab was holding a mirror to Shiv Sena. Arnab was telling the Shiv Sena that this is not the Shiv Sena of Bala Saheb Thackeray, that this is Sonia Sena.
Exactly.
Yeah, good evening. First of all, this is a truly sad day, and I stand in.
Beat the Palghar Sadhu lynching, beat the
Sanju Verma, hold on, just Anand, this is for Anand Ranganathan.
The bluff of the Congress, expose the Hathras incident, expose the Ashok Gehlot administration.
Sanju, hold on, this is for Anand Ranganathan.
So
Is it because Arnab was holding a mirror to Sena?
Political muscle power is being used to the hilt.
Sanju, hold on, this is for Anand.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely, you are right. Not only to Sena, to Congress, and he was discussing issues that were not kosher for the opposition, as simple as that, and they went after him. But first of all, as I said, I stand in complete solidarity with Arnab and you and the whole Republic team. Abhishek, the fact of the matter is that if I am not in jail right now, it is because the state has decided that I need not be jailed. And this is true for me, for you, for Arnab, and for every citizen of this country. The state is so unbelievably powerful that here is a case of clear-cut vendetta. They just wanted to set a date to go and jail Arnab. They could have done it 6 months ago. Of course, they're so powerful, they would have done it. But they waited, they hounded all your Republic journalists.
They have done it. The point is that they have done it.
Yes,
they have thrown the rule book out of the window and they've gone ahead.
Can I just...
Let him finish.
Can I? Yes, can I just finish what I'm just saying? Yeah, so, they started by arresting your journalists, they started by harassing your advertisers, they started by doing everything. They wanted Arnab's Republic channel to collapse first and then go after that. Now, when that didn't happen, they raked up a 2-year-old case that, as Ishkaran rightly said, the police, the same Mumbai police, had already given the closure report that has been accepted by the magistrate. So this is a clear-cut case of vendetta. But I have to, in finishing, say one thing, because, the BJP spokesperson talked about that police reforms have to happen. I wonder, she's absolutely right, but I wonder if she knows the name of one editor called Dhaval Patel. Dhaval Patel was arrested in Gujarat a month ago on charges of sedition because he wrote an article that was critical of the Chief Minister of Gujarat. Well, he was arrested, the key was thrown, he was arrested for 15 days.
Anand, sorry to interject you. In fact, Anand, you hit the moot point. Anand, you have hit the moot point. Anand, you have hit the moot point that the right to dissent, and right to have an opinion which will not be somehow favorable to this establishment is the moot point here.
What I want to say is, please wait for
Please wait, Pradeep. I want to say something. That's why I want to connect. I want to connect what Arnab with Dhaval Patel, because there it's the BJP government committing emergency. Here it is a non-BJP government. Now tomorrow, if Arnab is exceedingly critical of some BJP politician or a chief minister, what has happened to Dhaval Patel could happen to Arnab as well, this time from the BJP. So unless we bring systemic changes, these things would keep on happening. This is the point. All us citizens have to come together, stand with Arnab, and I hope the Mumbai police and Chief Minister of Maharashtra will realize what he's done is absolutely draconian and unacceptable in a democracy.
Well, absolutely, Anand. And in fact, that's the precedent that we are talking about. And Smita Parekh, you've been with Arnab in the entire fight of justice for Sushant Singh Rajput. And Abhishek was mentioning earlier that is it that the chord which Arnab was speaking about, it was the people's voice, and it was somehow
let me just bring in more voices. I can see Kanchan. I can see Kanchan also now joining in.
So
let me just
say, and then you can continue with the debate.
Abhishek.
Let me just go to. I can see Sanju Verma and Savio raising their hands, but let me just begin with Sanjeev. Sanjeev, Anand said there is this is absolute power of the state, brute force of the state being brought upon Arnab. Is it actually absolute misuse of power of the state?
You know, Anand Ranganathan, with all his ideological leanings, sometimes surprises me with his very rational thought and correctness. I think he has also hit the point that it is not a question of BJP or non-BJP. We need systemic changes. But let me begin on the Arnab case. I want to make 3 quick points. Arnab has been a very dear friend and colleague for over 2 decades. I have great love and affection for him. Number 1. Number 2, I have had serious differences with the journalism that I think Arnab was doing, and I am entitled to my opinion and he was entitled to his. That's the beauty of a democracy. The last time I was on this channel, I walked out of it. But today, I have the right to be different and to protest again or to not agree with Arnab's journalism. But today what has happened is, you know, while journalism is something we can think about, introspect, discuss and debate, but what has happened today, the Maharashtra government has really thrown the rule book out of the window, door, house, the state itself into the Arabian Sea. Because the state needs to be always impartial. The state cannot behave like a rogue state. So the manner in which a 2-year-old case has been picked up and he has been arrested smacks of vendetta and desperation on the part of the Maharashtra government. The government needs to be condemned in no uncertain terms. Arnab needs to be released. This despite the fact that I don't agree with Republic journalism.
All right, also
good that you say that. I will also defend your right to say that.
Yes.
Sanjeev, on that point, on that note, let me bring in Subrastha also. Subrastha, you know, Arnab is being targeted because he coined the word phrase Tukre gang. Arnab is being targeted because he attacked the constituency of separatists in Kashmir. Arnab is being targeted because he presented the Palghar Sadhu's lynching in a case that put the spotlight on the conduct of the Maharashtra government. He is not being targeted for the TRP so-called sham scam because no scam has happened.
Yes, Abhishek, whether Arnab is being targeted for one case or the other is not the point here. The point is very simple. A journalist, an anchor, a common citizen of this country has a right to opinion, has a right to do the job, their job in the manner that they deem fit. And nobody, including members of the state, can come down upon a person in the line of his or her duty. I absolutely agree with the other panelist when he says that he might disagree with the style of journalism that Arnab follows. The point is not about agreeing with everybody all the time. The point is about standing up with the law of the land. The point is also about agreeing to amend the law of the land if the need so arises. In this particular case, even if it was a case that was 2 years old, that some people felt justice might not have been served, Arnab had the right to present a case in a decent manner. Arnab had the right to take care of his family before he was dragged in the manner that he was dragged to jail. Arnab had the right to legal recourse. Arnab today has a right to come out and speak to the public also speak to his own employers at the Republic. These are things that any common citizen of this country knows. I don't understand what problem and what kick is the Maharashtra government getting out of this, because they clearly are not being seen in a good light. This is not democracy, and let's please, people who have been, crying on the name of fascism and so on and so forth should know that this is exactly what real fascism looks like. This is exactly what is a totalitarian
Good
regime.
that we are agreeing
This
on the
is
point that
exactly
Maharashtra
what
government
is
has
called a
really
totalitarian regime.
Maharashtra government has really crossed the Rubicon when it comes to due process of law and not followed it. Let me just bring in Smita Parikh also on this. Smita Parikh is someone who has closely been associated with our coverage of Sushant Singh Rajput case. Smita, you think we were holding a mirror to the Maharashtra government in the manner in which they conducted the Sushant Singh Rajput investigation? We were throwing a spotlight on the inactive investigation or the so-called investigation that was carried out by Mumbai police, having questioned everyone and not reached any conclusion for almost 70 days, and that is why Arnab is being targeted.
Absolutely. Actually, what Arnab has done through Republic channel and his journalism on this channel would have happened much before if, the administration, if police has really, done their job. Arnab was doing his job. He's a journalist, and taking up any issue or any case and raising the voice of a commoner like us who have nowhere to go now. Honestly, if they target Republic and if they target Arnab, tell us where will the commoner go? He gives platforms to each and every commoner, who has some voice to raise. So he has given voice to Sushant Singh case. He has helped CBI to come for this case, and the investigation started happening in the right way.
Right. Absolutely. CBI came in because of the way we covered Sushant Singh Rajput. Arnab covered the Sushant Singh Rajput case. And as I said, I can agree to disagree with Sanjeev. We can still call him back to the show despite him walking off once a few months back.
Abhishek.
Savio, the point that we are agreeing to disagree and yet meet and find a common point, is that not the spirit of democracy that should be practiced? And that is the spirit that has been trampled upon by the Maharashtra government today.
My comment.
Savio.
You see, I just like to make 4 points. The first point is that today, November 4th, is a black day for media in India. Now, the intrinsic quality of media in a democracy is to put forth the views of the people of India and to seek the truth on issues of corruption and crime. Sometimes in our fight to pursue the truth, we come across and we come against governments. Does that mean that from today onward, all governments will start targeting media? And if that is the case, then there is absolutely no need for media in India, because democracy is dead. What has happened to Arnab? What has happened to journalists before, where they have been killed, where they have been targeted? That smacks of fascism and power in the government, and this must not be allowed. This must be crushed. Because if you crush the voice of the media, you are crushing the voice of the people of India. And in a democracy, media must be protected. So my appeal to the center, my appeal to state governments is, please protect your journalists. They are the voice of the people. They are the voice of course correction when you are going wrong.
Absolutely, Savio. In fact,
what Maharashtra government has done is fascism. It is police terrorism, and no media must tolerate it. It doesn't matter whether you like Arnab or not.
Well, Savio, what you said is the moot point, and I would like to get Ratan Sharda on it. Ratan Sharda, you've been debating with Arnab at least from the past 4 to 5 years. Now, we've differed on issues, you've differed on issues. But as Savio was pointing out, Ratan Sharda, that the moot point is that if the right to dissent and right to opinion does not remain, then is that not the biggest ever attack on the Indian democratic process? And individuals who call about freedom of expression, the lobby which calls about freedom of expression, Ratan Sharda, is that lobby is silent. That is the moot point, Ratan Sharda.
See, let me start by telling that I have walked out of Arnab's debates at least twice. I have boycotted him for it is 1 month in the previous channel. Arnab had to leave the previous channel because of Tukde Tukde gangs, because he raised his voice against JNU Tukde Tukde gangs. Coming to much more serious point, today just before coming to the debate, I checked that there is one case against another case, FIR has been filed against Arnab for attacking women policemen. Second message I saw was PTI message that Arnab, his wife, his children have been charged by the police. So this is clear case of vendetta. Is no more the case that we are talking about. Ali Bagh, whatever Bagh, this is not Bagh. This is just a forest of unparalleled oppression that has been thrown around. And as far as a Mumbaikar, I can say I feel very embarrassed today. Mumbai, which is the land of Lokmanya Tilak, the pioneer of dissent journalism, has been besmirched today. Bal Thackeray himself was a journalist of dissent. He rose in his life, and his party rose on the base of sarcasm, on the base of strong comments. He was never persecuted even by any opposition government. The case that he faced was because of Hindutva, on which he refused to compromise. So this kind of behavior by the son of that particular great man is something that disturbs me immensely. Another point I want to make is that we talk of police reforms and all. I'm sorry to say no government is ever serious about police reforms. Every government comes when it gets in opposition, when it hurts, it talks about police reform. When it comes in power, they forget about it. So that is a tragedy that has to be. Has there been police reform panels? Nothing has happened. And when we talk of this thing, the case has the situation is so serious now that central government must intercede in whichever form it can. Supreme Court must intercede in any form possible. The image of Arnab Goswami raising his hand through the netting of the van, and when he showed his injury, one image that came to my mind was George Fernandez during emergency. I don't know how many people, we went to jail, we were in the netted vans, but George Fernandez raising his hands with handcuffs, that image comes to my mind. So this is worse than emergency, because that time selected people are targeted.
Yeah.
Or people foolish like people, me, who went out and protested, were targeted.
Yeah.
Right now it seems that anybody can be targeted. People can come out, they can be thrown back again.
Right.
Imagine 2 FIRs in the evening itself when you are supposed to get a bail. He gets 2 more FIRs, even his family.
Absolutely.
So you are going to drag the family also inside all this?
Yes.
You go to somebody's home, you try to get the man out,
Yes.
and if the women and the children are in the home, you are going to charge them also?
Sanju Verma, we'll come to you. Yes, Ratan Sharda. Yes,
Home Ministry must pull up.
Absolutely, and that's been a demand by the people of this country. In fact, in the previous debate, it was Major General G.D. Bakshi who came in and he said that what is the central government doing? He also questioned the spokesperson of the BJP who was present on the panel. Major Arya, you've been associated with the network. Arnab is not just a colleague; he's your friend. Over the last 2 years, you've seen there has been constant attempts to just ensure Arnab is put behind bars. Fake case after fake case, summons after summons, lie after lie, plant after plant. It has been an unending process. So what is the moot point? The fact that a case that was closed by the courts of this country, the government today, the state of Maharashtra, the government today, the Home Minister comes out and says, yes, the case was closed, but we've reopened it. Almost like there's nothing to it. Go reopen cases, fire, summon journalists every day, stop them from doing their jobs, harass them because they are questioning the powers that be, harass them because they're covering cases like Sushant, harass them because they're raising the conspiracy angle in Palghar, harass them because they're asking you, they're pointing at you, they're looking at you in the eye and questioning you. You've seen this. Is this what Arnab faced today? Is it because there is a desperation? They've realized that every fake case in the last 2 years has crumbled and they have to. Because those were the kind of words we've heard. When we stung the Congress headquarters, we heard one insider say that Republic band karana hai. Because the case collapsed, this case which was shut, do you think is this why this case was opened and the police did what it did?
Absolutely. You know, I think the Shiv Sena is not traditionally, I mean, if you look at Shiv Sena, you know, Shiv Sena is not a party that likes being questioned. It's not a very democratic party, by the way. So it is the father, the son and the grandson, etc., much like the Congress, a local avatar of the Congress, if I may. Also the fact that if you see the background of the Shiv Sena, it was always a party that had been very, very aggressive when it came to migrants of all kinds, and not just Muslims. It started off with the South Indians. And then there was this entire thing about UPs and Biharis. And the last point which I'd like to mention here is, you know, 90% of the national news media, Hindi and English, is in Noida. And Noida is in UP, and UP does not have that kind of image that Maharashtra has, you know. UP is the backwaters, right? UP is the poor cousin, quote unquote. I should not say this, but I'm saying this so that people understand. UP is not Maharashtra, UP is not Karnataka, UP is UP. But this has never happened in UP. And the entire national news media of Hindi and English is in that 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer space that we call Film City, from where I'm talking today. So we must understand it is the Shiv Sena, and the Shiv Sena has never been questioned in the past, and that is what Arnab Goswami did. He questioned the Shiv Sena. He brought them to account and he said, okay, this is happening in Palghar, why? You know, this is what you're doing, why? And this why is that Shiv Sena has never answered like most democratic party. It's not a democratic party at all. You see, and one thing which absolutely nobody is talking about, or it's in the social media obviously, but I think people should talk about is, why aren't the coalition partners of the Shiv Sena talking about this? Why aren't they condemning? They're just quiet. You know, as if the police never came for Arnab Goswami. Arnab is not in court. Nothing has happened. Everybody is quiet about it. But this thing is not going to go away. And my last 10 seconds, I'd like to tell you, the entire country is looking and watching this debate. I'd like to say that, you know, irrespective of the outcome of today, Arnab Goswami has already won.
Yeah.
He has won. Wo jeet chuka hai Arnab Goswami. Whatever the judges decide, he has won. Because the proof is there on the streets of India to see. I have no other point to make.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Major Gaurav Arya. Like you said, the proof is there for the people of the country to see. The proof is in the voice of the people. When we started Republic, we said, you are Republic, we are your voice. Today, when the people have come out on the streets to show us their overwhelming support, their incredible support, they have become our voice. Shubhrashtra, you've been waiting in. Sanjeev, you've also been listening to the debate. Smita Parekh also continues to stay with us. Sanju, today there is a question. Today there is a question almost every central minister has come out and asked. Has this been done by the blessings of certain parties who claim to be champions of saving democracy? That question goes back to those parties today.
You know, Sagarika, first of all, I want to say that Team Arnab, beat you, beat Pradeep, beat Abhishek, beat Aishwarya, the fact that you're still holding fort, it is commendable, to put it mildly. You know, I want to come straight to the point. Everybody's been saying we gave you a brute majority of 303 on social media. I've been flooded with umpteen calls. Why is the central government not taking any action? My pointed rebuttal to that is, A, it is very easy to blame the BJP, but who's the aggressor here? I stand in solidarity with Arnab. Right from Amit Shah to JP Nadda, everybody has come out and spoken in solidarity and in support of Arnab Goswami. Having said that, law and order is a state subject. Why is nobody questioning the draconian law that has been brought to bear by Uddhav Thackeray and his acolytes, by Home Minister of Maharashtra Anil Deshmukh and the MOS Home of Maharashtra, who actually reopened a case without the court ordering, Mr. Sambhuraj Desai? These are the people who need to be questioned. The third thing, what can the BJP do? Of course, we can do a lot. But do we need to make a halabaloo and, you know, make a big elan on national television? No, that's never been the BJP style. Point number 4, the other alternative is dismiss the Maharashtra government saying there has been a breakdown of constitutional machinery. But please remember that even in cases where BJP has suffered, BJP senior leaders have suffered, we've always believed in the rule of the law. We don't just say that as a platitude or to indulge in rhetoric. We mean it. So let me assure you, we stand in solidarity with Arnab, but don't question our bona fides. And as Major Gaurav Arya said, Arnab has only become bigger. And to the scientist on your panel, Mr. Anand Ranganathan, please don't compare apples with watermelons. Dhaval Patel was charged with sedition. Arnab's case has nothing to do with sedition. Please don't compare two unlikely things and bring in false equivalences. At one point, Mr. Ranganathan, you also supported Naxalism. So let me not remind you that, please hold your horses. Dhaval Patel, who was arrested in Gujarat and then given bail, he's a habitual offender. He's a habitual offender. How can you even compare the sedition charges slapped against Dhaval Patel with the police brutality that we have seen in Mumbai?
Is questioning the Uddhav Thackeray government and is questioning the establishment and is standing with the people of this country in this fight for justice. And at this solemn hour, Sanju, I think at this solemn hour, Anand and you both are raising the moot point. Both of you are raising the moot point, Sanju, and that is about dissent and public opinion. But Ishkaran, I want to go to you, Ishkaran. Ishkaran, the people of this country are asking that why have the courts not taken suo moto cognizance? Now you are a lawyer, you've debated with Arnab, you've been filing petitions, you've been in the court. Ishkaran, what are the legal options available? If the courts of this country can open for a Yaqub Menon, Ishkaran, why can't the courts of a country open for a nationalist patriotic journalist? That is my question. I'm coming to you, Anand. I'm just coming to you, Anand. It's a request. I'm coming to you. Ishkaran, what are the options available? Can the Supreme Court take suo moto cognizance? Can the High Court take suo moto cognizance? Because if this happens with Arnab, Ishkaran, it's a very, very wrong precedent that we are setting up in a democratic India which is governed by rule of law and Constitution of India. Ishkaran.
Pradeep, in this case, suo moto cognizance is a thing which is generally taken when the party is not taking action itself. Arnab is already before the Supreme Court, and this was a surprise arrest in a surprise case, because in the case on which the press conference was done, he got protection from the court. That he has not, I don't think so he's even been summoned in that case, right? So leave alone arrest. This is a case which, as I said, if a magistrate has accepted a closure report, it is very surprising that this has happened. And I think the hearing is still pending before the court. So suo moto happens when a hearing is not pending before the court. In this case, a hearing is going on before the court, and the court has ample powers and all the powers to pass the orders that need to be passed in this case. And I hope that strong and clear orders are passed in this court, in this case by the courts, because that would be very necessary. And I do think that will happen in this case.
Pradeep, if you thought the persecution stops with what we saw today, if you thought today was super emergency, I have breaking news. Anand, I have breaking news, and today we, all of us, stand here in solidarity with Arnab. Because today what Arnab is symbolizing has become an inflection point in this country. It's a tipping point for every, not just a journalist, but for every citizen who's come out on the nook and corner of his city to raise his voice in solidarity with Arnab, to speak for media freedom as we know it. Because today, if the editor of India's #1 news network is picked up like a terrorist, if there are cops holding assault rifles standing outside his house, if his son is manhandled by an encounter cop, then we don't know what else we'll have to see. And like I spoke about persecution, Pradeep, if we thought the persecution ended, there is another FIR. There is another FIR that has been filed. We'll get the details to our viewers. But today there has been shock and horror over frames that we saw in front of our eyes. 8 frames from that 12-minute tape which completely exposed the police's high-handedness, the police's illegal action. 8 frames have shocked the country. You should watch it too.
Closing the door. With legal capacity, we are inside. With legal capacity, we are inside. Yes.
Everything is live.
Yes. Please come out.
Please come out. Please come.
Why you are closing the door? With legal capacity, we are.
Ma'am, please. I'm sitting down. You put your signature on this paper. Please, ma'am. Please acknowledge.
म्हणजे शांतपणे सांगून बघितलं ना, दरवाजाच्या बाहेर आम्ही 1 तास उभे होतो ना मॅडम.
Don't push my son. Don't relax. Wait. Record this. No, my God. I need to make some arrangements. I'm entering in the family. I need to make some arrangements. White collar. You will have to know you are at 7. Assault! Don't push my son.
Well, Anand, you saw the 8 frames, and Anand, you've been a votary of freedom of expression. Anand, these 8 frames reflect a very, very disturbing trend. And that disturbing trend which Sagarika was talking about, Anand, that if this can happen with Arnab, this can happen with anybody in this country. And if that is the trend and precedent, Anand, then isn't the democracy, isn't the fundamental essence of the democracy, which you've been speaking in your tweets, which you've been reiterating every time and again, will collapse, Anand?
No, absolutely, Pradeep. And let me just very quickly make 2 points. Number one, what more proof do you want that this is shameless vendetta by the Maharashtra state and the police when the FIR has not only been slapped on Arnab for assaulting the police officer, but also against his wife and his son? And number two, I don't know whether you know this, that the police officer who gave the closure report on this case 2 years ago, apparently that police officer has also been arrested. This is what is going on. And as for this BJP spokesperson, I think maybe she's awestruck or new to this job. She'll probably know very soon that I deal with only facts. It is preposterous for her to claim that I have supported Naxalism. No one has opposed Naxalism more than I have. And number two, as far as the case is concerned of Mr. Dhaval Patel, she should know that the High Court of Gujarat dismissed the BJP Gujarat government charges that it was anything related to sedition. So please ask her to get her facts right before she comes complaining and saying and laying charges on me. Thank you.
Well, Anand and Sanju, I
expect better from BJP.
Well, Anand and Sanju, I would request that at this moment all of us are standing in the hour of solidarity, hour of solidarity with Arnab and Subrashtra. My heart burns with anger, Subrashtra. You've debated with Arnab from the past 3 years. In fact, we started debating together, Subrashtra. I've flown down from Patna, and every individual who met me said, "Hum kya Arnab ke liye kar sakte hain, Subrashtra." In fact, you remember in the initial days, you were one of the first panelists who used to debate with Arnab. But Subrashtra, what's the moot point? The moot point is, Subrashtra, if this can happen in Mumbai with Arnab Goswami, with all the checks and balances in the constitution of this country, and if any establishment in this country decides to go after a journalist, what precedent are we standing? Are we so weak as a democracy, Subrashtra, that we can let this happen despite 100 crore people standing on the streets with Arnab Goswami, Subrashtra?
Pradeep, let it be said in no uncertain terms that Arnab is representative of sheer brute ambition of a middle-class individual. How dare he rise up against the cabal? How dare he create a constituency of his own without the support of any of these corrupt Latvian media, academia, the entire system of intellectual caucus that they have created? How dare he go against his against the doyens of journalism who adorn the editorial guild and have nothing to say on this arrest? How dare he? The power of Arnab Goswami is not the fact that he is a prime-time national anchor. The power of Arnab Goswami is the fact that today in Nalanda, that today in Munger, in Patna, in Samastipur, in Sasaram, in Gaya, in Jahanabad, people are out waiting to hit the streets in support of him. This is the power of being Arnab Goswami, and this is the power which is being crushed. Now, I'm not going to get into the legality of why and how that is happening, because everybody will have some legal opinion or the other. The point of the matter is very simple. We have Antonio Sonia Mainu and we have Rahul Gandhi who are out on bail. People are criminals, not just in the eyes of law, but also in the eyes of the public of this country.
Sagarika, I think what Subrashtra, sorry to interrupt you. I think Sagarika, if you remember that Subrashtra is exactly saying the moot point, that he is a middle class individual. He's risen from the top. He did not take any favors. He's proven that in this country, if you really work hard and are fearless, you can do big. And I think that is what is the moot point. And Savio Sagarika was telling initially, in fact, you remember Savio said on air that there are international lobby that might go against Arnab because Arnab challenged those who are still not challenged Sagarika.
And like our name stands, Pradeep, we are called outliers.
Yes.
And today we know what that means. The only media network that's headquartered in Mumbai and not in Lutyens, Delhi. The only media headquarters, the only media network, English media network that is operating from Mumbai has been working with a group of honest journalists. It is the youngest team of journalists that operate under the leadership of Arnab Goswami. But today, Pradeep, there are some contrasting images that are coming to my mind. On one hand, those pictures of 12 cops with barging into Arnab's residence, physically assaulting him, while there were cops standing with assault rifles beneath his building. That is one image. Contrast that to the free pass that was given to the Vadhavans.
Yes.
Contrast the image that we saw today to what we saw with what happened to the sadhus in Palghar.
Yes.
Cops here stood there to arrest a journalist. Vans were sent. He wasn't even allowed to wear his shoes. He stood there outside the court in his black-colored socks, showing his injuries, talking about the way he was dragged out of his house. Savio, even you have faced some sort of persecution because you too raised your voice. Today, this is what we are talking about. Is this what it has come down to? Is it because we raised questions on Palghar? Is it because we questioned the Maharashtra government for siding with the Vadhavans?
You see, Sagarika, if a police wants to file a case against any citizen in this country based on facts, I think they're within their right to do it. The problem is, in this particular situation, let's even assume for a moment there is a supposed case against Arnab, for which they've reopened the case, which was closed. The behavior that happened in the morning at his home was one of going to arrest a terrorist, or going to arrest a terrorist who has been absconding. I think Republic TV and Arnab have stayed and complied with every request or notice of the police and the court as far as any investigation was concerned, and any question that was raised about their business, their reportage and their integrity.
Savio.
So the behavior of the Mumbai police was uncalled for.
Well, Savio, it reminds me, Ratan Sharda, it reminds me the behavior of the British Raj, Ratan Sharda. And let me tell the people of this country that Arnab is not a terrorist. He is a journalist. He's raised the voices of justice. And my heart burns with anger, Ratan Sharda, because if this is happening with Arnab, this can happen with anybody. And are we so weak as a democracy, Ratan Sharda, that despite 100 crore people standing, we let this to happen?
See, there are two things. One is, one thing is that is happening, it can happen to anybody. Secondly, it is happening in a big city like Mumbai. I have seen such things happen in remote areas. I have seen them in TV serials, but I have never imagined I'll see it in a city. I have two very small points to make. One is Ms. Sanju Verma, whom I respect a lot. I have good affection for her. She should understand that people who are here are on the side of truth. They are on the side of nationalism. So when you criticize somebody, when you make a point, please do not make a point like we are enemies. Thirdly, what we said about what government can do, I never said government should dissolve this government. Central government, many things which can be done without noise. And that this case is happening for last 2-3 weeks. It is not something has happened today. We knew it is going to come. We knew it is going to come. Twice I said, should we panelists also have anticipatory bail? Situation is so bad. And thirdly, I want to add that please do not waver from your goal because they are trying to destroy by destroying your TRP. Today, when US elections are going on, Republic was got made to get into this spat. And when Bihar election comes, they will again try to disturb the entire setup. So somehow to drag you down. So conserve your energies. Please conserve your energies. Keep doing the news and this fight will go on. I do not think it's going to close very soon. So the entire team, I salute the entire team. They have to stand as a man and see to it that this vested interest in spoiling your TRP and spoiling your viewership should not happen.
In fact, Sagarika, I think Ratan Sharda said that they'll destroy us. Well, people of this country should know, Sagarika, that this team can rise from the ashes. And if the fight for justice, Sagarika, is long, then we are willing to take that march, Sagarika, because we've built this entire thing. Arnab has built this entire thing on only one thing, Sagarika, and that is truth. That is giving platform to fearless voices. That is standing for the people of this country for 25 years.
Yeah.
Whether it is the 2G scam, whether it's the Colgate scam, whether it is Sushant Singh Rajput. But he's not just a journalist, Sagarika. He's a brother to me. He's a brother to the people of this country.
Absolutely. And pictures don't lie, Pradeep. Today, the pictures that we saw that came in from our cities, from across the country, today that is our biggest strength. Numbers don't lie either, and the numbers are flashing on our screens. This is the support of the people. We at the Republic Media Network once again would like to say that tonight we come here before the people of this country who've given us so much support as Arnab's voice. Today he's not here. We've stepped in for him because tonight we stand for justice. We're looking at the courts of this country. We're going to fight this in the courts of this country, and our fight continues. We're also going to fight in the courts of public perception. Arnab is fighting this, and the entire Team Republic stands with him firmly, stronger together all the time here on the Republic Media Network. I thank our panelists for joining us. Tonight has been a show of solidarity. Tonight has been a call for support. Tonight is a call for unity. Thank you so much for joining us.